CeCe is a flat earther known for his explosive rants towards the camera while sitting in his car or van. And whilst those rants are funny, I've got to be honest, they're really just a product of CeCe just trying to figure out where he is in this world. Of course, we've tried to tell him where he is in this world many times, but his rants continue. And today is no different, as he has one of his biggest rants yet. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of this video, Incogni. The number of data breaches around the world rises each year. According to the annual data breach report by the Identity Theft Resource Centre, it went up by 72% in 2023 compared to previous years. This means that you and your loved ones are at a constantly increasing risk of data breaches, as a growing list of data brokers holds your personal information. Now, whilst you can ask the data brokers to delete your information, the process takes hundreds of hours to do manually and requires repetition. That is why you need Incogni. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf, requests your personal data removal, and handles any objections from their side. And the whole process is automated. And they also make sure that your data stays off the market by conducting repeated removal requests. That is what makes their yearly subscription especially advantageous. And you can protect your loved ones too with the family and friends plan. You can add up to 4 members to your subscription, meaning they benefit from the exact same service that you do. I've been using Incogni for over 18 months now. And with the last report I got, I had over 152 requests for data removal. 152, and that saved me over 114 hours. And now introducing custom removals on the Incogni Unlimited plan. If you try Googling yourself, full name and city, etc., you'll be shocked at how many sites publicly share your information. But Incogni's customs removals can put a stop to that. You simply point them to where your data is being exposed, and their privacy experts will handle the rest. Whilst it may seem that taking your personal data back is challenging, their custom removals feature makes it effortless for you. Take your personal data back with Incogni, use the code at the link below and get 60% off your annual plan. That's at incogni.com/SimonDan. Right, on with today's video, and CeCe is already in his car recording a video which he likes to call on this particular day Think About It Friday, where he wants to discuss the moon, the sun and the stars. Let's get into it.
I want you to think about today about the I didn't really want to get into this yet, but I might as well, you know, because it's a great topic. It's something that you see every day. It's something that you could prove every day if you have the right equipment. And that would be the moon and the sun and the stars. Okay, these are objects that you can see physically with your own eyes. Okay.
Totally agree, CeCe. Nothing really wrong with that statement. An excellent start.
Now, I want you to think about something. Remember, what was it, Nibiru? Remember back in the day, they claimed that there was a blacked out star that was traveling through our universe that are covering like planets or something like that, and one day maybe we'll see it or something.
Yes, Nibiru is a supposed 9th planet on the edge of our solar system. Currently there's no physical evidence for its existence. Some people go as far to say that they can see Nibiru next to Earth. Not sure how, but there we go.
Well, that was a cover-up, okay? I think when that came out, and I forget how many years ago it was, but I think they were thinking that would be the powers to be, or whoever is running this world, Rockefellers, pick your choice, I don't know, that we were close, that we figured something out, you know, us, the people that are paying them to do whatever they do. But for an excuse, you know, to explain to us why there might be something behind the sun.
Well, there are often things behind the sun from our perspective, of course. The other planets could be behind the sun, asteroids, comets, and of course other stars, which are really far away, but from our perspective, still behind the sun. This fictitious planet Nibiru is not one of those things.
That's possibly projecting it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. I want you to think about the placement of something. 2 spaces to the left, 1 space up. There's something black that's possibly projecting the sun into us?
Nope, never seen anything like that, CeCe. What are you talking about?
If I was a creator and it was one of the most powerful things in the sky, I would never want the people who are contained have access to it, because they could destroy it. And like our species obviously has shown time and time again, we like destroying things. That's all. Yeah. That's what we do. That's our species, you know. Once we find something, we want to see how to get out. And we'll shoot some missiles off for, I don't know, 5 years and find out that we live under a dome. But now we know exactly how far up it is because we've shot some rockets up there, the atomic bombs. Remember Fishbowl? Yes.
Not this again. Operation Fishbowl did not find out how high the firmament was. It was merely testing nuclear detonations in the upper atmosphere.
This is quite possibly where this object is that's projecting the sun. People have said that it might be outside of the dome. Okay, that could be very well possible. It would make sense. You know, anything that's in here, we're going to end up destroying once we find out what exactly, where it is and how to get to it. You know, I know we've reached the barrier down in Antarctica. I know Thomas Bird. I know for the 30 years that they were down there, they finally breached the wall. I don't know what they've done with it. I'm sure they've tried to cut into it. God knows, it probably heals itself. I don't know what it's made of. I have no idea. No, none of us do.
So to clarify, you know there's a dome, and you know it looks like a wall when you get to Antarctica, but you don't know what it's made of or why it's there. But you do know it's there. Maybe you should listen back to yourself sometimes, CeCe.
Because we can't get down there. We're not allowed to go down there. Don't you understand that? It's been militarized. That is the way you lock everything up. And that is the way you hide everything. Is you militarize everything. That's the sky, that's the ice wall, that's the whole area down there, Antarctica, lock it off.
Even though there appeared to be no military presence in Antarctica when the final experiment crew went back in December. You say these things, CeCe, but you don't supply a single shred of evidence.
The North Pole, lock it off so we don't find the Black Mountain.
The North Pole has been extensively travelled to, CeCe. Over 1,000 people per year visit. Again, you appear to have no evidence for your claims.
It's all locked off. We're like children in here. You don't you understand that? You have to understand that. Once that's proven that there's something behind the sun that's projecting it, and it's not this Nibiru. Once we prove that, that's it. It's done. It's finished. That is something anybody can see. You just need the right filtration system for it, and once you get that on your equipment, then you'll be able to see it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, CeCe, but that will never happen. And you don't need to prove that there's something behind the sun. You need to disprove hundreds of years of solar astronomy first. The sun has been studied in painstaking detail, with X-rays, ultraviolet, infrared, spectroscopy. Scientists literally look inside the sun by studying its oscillations. It's called helioseismology. And as for this filtration system you keep on going on about, we already have those. They're called solar filters. Astronomers use them every day. What they can see is sunspots and solar flares and prominences, not some alien LCD screen tucked in behind our star.
Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. That gives you something to think about. Think about what is going to happen when that comes out. Because I know they tried to hide it. I know they tried to cover it up by coming up with that of the black sun. There's no black sun up there. That's projecting the sun. Okay. All right.
That is conspiracy theory inception. A cover-up inside a cover-up involving a made-up celestial object that somehow projects the sun, but also that doesn't exist. In reality, we understand the sun's structure. The core, the radiative zone, the convection zone, the photosphere, and none of these layers involve shadowy projection tech or hidden orbs. We've observed solar phenomena across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. No mystery black spheres, no conspiracies, just physics.
All right, now I want you to think about the movement, okay? When you're driving in the car on the highway, all right, what moves? The sun does, follows you. Same with the moon. That follows you too, okay? But the stars at night, they don't. They're fixed. They stay there, okay? All right? They don't move at all.
Look, when you're driving and you feel like the sun or moon is following you, that's called a parallax illusion. It's the same reason that the moon appears to move with you when you're walking. It's incredibly far away, 384,000 kilometers for the moon. So from your tiny perspective here on Earth, it doesn't appear to move or shift like closer objects do. It's just geometry and distance, not celestial stalking. As for the stars, they of course do move. Just very slowly, across the night sky, caused by the rotation of Earth. You can literally film the sky overnight and see the stars rotate in perfect circles around the poles. So no, the sun is not following your car. You're just driving toward it or away from it. Calm down.
But the only thing that does move is a reflection. The sun is a reflection and the moon is a reflection. That's why it moves with you. Okay, it's not a tangible object. All right? Stars aren't tangible objects either. They're just light. There's just an amazing light show up in the sky. But my point is, that's why those move.
So let me get this straight then. These reflections that you're talking about, they cause the gravitational pull and the tides and eclipses and solar flares and have measurable mass and spectra and radiation outputs. But nah, they're not real, are they? Just reflections. Of what exactly, CeCe? The sky, a dome, someone's bathroom mirror? We've sent satellites around the moon and landed rovers on it, and even bounced lasers off it. The sun emits solar neutrinos, which we detect here on Earth. These are not reflections, they're physical bodies in space.
Suns are probably projections too. I don't know, but they don't seem to move at night. All right, maybe because they're so small, I have no idea. You know, but any projection that's projected towards you is going to move with you, and that's easy to prove. All right? These are things to think about on a Friday.
You're saying I don't know a lot in today's video, CeCe, aren't you? I think we can tell you don't know too. That's the sound of confidence collapsing under its own lack of evidence. Look, a projection appears to move towards you because the source is fixed and the image is displayed on a nearby surface. Like a cinema screen, for example. The sun and the moon do not behave like this. They change position relative to one another, and crucially exist independently of your location. Chris then moves on to what I can only describe as one of the most epic rants I've ever seen from him. Have a look at this.
More than the population of the US! Don't you see that? People don't even see that. That's unbelievable how stupid people are. You know what? Forget them. Let them bumble about and try to figure things out while we are figuring things out the right way and proving that everything out there is a goddamn lie. Everything. All of this crap that's going on is not... If you were on an island somewhere, you wouldn't know what the hell is going on and you wouldn't care.
Strap in, that was just the warm-up.
But now you're in the middle of a city, you're living all of it. You're in fear. You're scared of everything. You're scared of a meteor coming down and killing everybody, you know, or knock us and tilt it. Instead of 23 degrees, our axis goes to 25 degrees. And oh my God, we're going to go into an ice age. Gee, all of it. It's there to scare you, to keep you frightened, to give you bad vibes, because you don't understand your potential. Okay?
Well, that was something to behold, wasn't it? Chris then weirdly goes back onto the thing that he thinks is projecting the sun.
Just wait and see. It's going to change. I'm going to try to get this. Okay? If you've been in Flat Earth for a while, I'm sure you're familiar with the name Crow 777. Okay, he's working on it. He's got a lot of equipment. A lot of very nice equipment. Something that I can't budget that in. But I do have a nice piece of equipment myself. Okay? That I think I should be able to capture something with it once the filters come in that are necessary that I would need to see this. But I don't want to get just okay. All right. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.
Now, crucially, that video from CeCe was published in March last year. And so far, we've had no video from CeCe exposing this so-called projector. What a surprise. Well, there we go, everyone. What do we think of that rant from CeCe there? One for the ages? Let me know in the comments below what you thought. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. As ever, it's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up button too. Just enough time to once again thank Incogni for sponsoring today's video. Remember, use the code at the link below and get 60% off their annual plan at incogni.com/CeManDan. I've been CeManDan. Have yourselves a great day and I'll see you tomorrow for another Saturday session. See you then.